Hi and welcome back to my film and TV channel. Hope you're all staying safe and well. We're going over to Netflix today for a film I was looking forward to, and for the most part I enjoyed this one. It's an apocalyptic political thriller called A House of Dynamite, directed by Catherine Bigelow. Yes, she's not been on the scene for a little while, and written by Noah Oppenheim. Well, a bit like Oppenheimers, is it? Sort of stuff. Anyway, David Rooney from Hollywood Reporter said this of the film: Catherine Bigelow returns with an unrelenting chokehold thriller, so controlled, kinetic, and unsettlingly immersive that you stagger out at the end, wondering if the world will still be intact. Yeah, well, still is just for now, anyway. Yes, they weren't all gushing like that one. Barry Hertz from the Globe and Mail in Toronto, he said, "A House of Dynamite doesn't so much self-destruct as fail to even ignite a spark." Okay, well, they can't both be right, can they? I'm a bit nearer the former than the latter, I must admit, on this one. Please, guys, if you are new to the channel, hit that like button, subscribe button if you've not already done so. If you enjoy the content, I try and give you my views on things and other people's, as you can see, views as well. Just give a cross-section. Hope you like the way I do things anyway. Much appreciated. And yes, we do have a hype button now on YouTube. So if you could help us out with any hype points, that'd be most appreciated. You can spread them out to different people. Give me a few. Fantastic. And there are other ways of helping the channel as well. So if you stick with me later on, after I've gone through this review, there might be other things you can do to help us out, if you enjoy the content. Right, let's get back to this film. It stars a great cast. Idris Elba comes into it probably towards the end more, because it's like through the same story told from different perspectives. So he is there, but of course we only physically see him perhaps in the last 20 minutes of the film. Rebecca Ferguson, Gabrielle Basso, Jared Harris, Tracy Letts, Anthony Ramos, Moses Ingram, Jonah Howard King, Greta Lee, Jason Clarke, and others as well. And what's it about? Well, this follows the US government, navigating an official response to a single nuclear missile launched by an unidentified enemy. Yes, they don't know where it's come from. It doesn't help, does it? And we'll talk about a UK version of this in a moment anyway, hopefully. No, well, we're not going to get that, are we? But I'll talk about it anyway. This was at Select Cinemas, released in Select Cinemas in the UK first, before it hit the US on October the 3rd. Released in the United States on October the 10th, and it's now streaming on Netflix as at October the 24th. I'm doing this review on the 25th of October, so a day later. Yes, I sort of watched this as soon as I could. Right, my thoughts. Yes, I really enjoyed this. Well, up to the end at least, which left me a little deflated. But possibly for this scenario, it probably was a good way to end it when you think about it. It's a very difficult film to come to a conclusion with as a one-off exercise. The telling from different perspectives, as I said, you go back and basically have the same story but from different people's perspectives. So didn't appeal to everyone. A few didn't like that, but I thought it worked for this. Certainly adds to the tension as well, I thought. A great cast to ramp it up as well, from Rebecca Ferguson through to Idris Elba, of course. And there's rarely a misfire amongst the cast, unlike that ground-based intercept, or the ground-based interceptors at $50 million a pop. Not so good, those, were they? But anyway. Mick LaSalle of San Francisco Chronicle. We'll start with a negative first. He only scored this 25. He said, "A House of Dynamite is an attempt to make a white-knuckle thriller, but there's very little suspense to it." Really? We have a pretty good idea of how it's all going to end, do we? Even before the first segment is over, and after that we really know it, as we're forced to watch the same events play out 2 more times. Well, yeah, I mean, it does come to an end, but you do think by the end of the last segment you might find a bit more information. Yeah, probably Mick's not far wrong, but I'm not as down. 25 out of 100, I think, is a bit low, low for scores from Mick. It did repeat certain things, of course it is, from the different perspectives. But I had no idea how it was going to end. I hoped it would end a bit better than it did. Yes, if someone said to me how it ends in the first segment, it will be how it ends in the next 2, then yes, I would have known, but no one said that to me, so I didn't really know what to expect. So yeah, I can see probably Mick sort of had probably had that information, I don't know. Anyway, Owen Gleberman was a bit happier on it. He's from Variety. He scored it 60 out of 100. He said, it's easy to watch, it's wide to be exciting with a showy hot button relevance, but the problem with the movie is that it isn't quite convincing. It's trapped between trying to be a serious thriller and a piece of glorified schlock. I don't think it's trapped between. I think it knows where it's aiming, surely. I do watch films like this for pure entertainment. I don't watch these films for any sort of true what's happening in the real world. I don't try and think too seriously about it. It's obviously a subject matter that's very powerful, but I don't think the film tried to be more than it was, and I just found it thoroughly entertaining. Laura Venning from Empire magazine sort of got this like me. She gave it 80 out of 100. She said, Catherine Bigelow is back with a bang. This is a bleak but adrenaline pumping experience that'll leave you shaken and searching for the nearest bunker. I'm spot on. Yes, the film does have you raising serious questions about a response to such an incident, and that response can just be as scary as the actual missile on its way to kill 10 million plus people. But yeah, this brings me back to the UK version. I think that if it had been a UK version, it probably would have been played out more as a depressing dark comedy with the bunch we have it in charge. But so I wouldn't mind perhaps an attempt at something similar, but it could be quite funny with the guys we've got at the head. Probably not much better, not much worse or better than what you have in charge of your lot up, down across the pond, of course. But anyway, it's not real. It's entertainment. It's just don't take. I didn't take it too seriously, but it did leave you wondering and a little bit scared, a little bit wary, of course. Yeah. I do have to comment though before we finish this on the ending. I say we have touched upon the ending being a bit of a letdown, or quite right in my opinion. It was probably right at the end of it, the climax, if you like, which is what it's all about. I mean, after such a brilliant piece of sort of dark entertainment, it was possibly for me hard to finish this really as in a film, and it was sort of did piss me off just a little bit, the ending of it. As David Fierce said of Rolling Stone, he only scored it 40, so he was negative on it, a lot more negative than I think he should have been. He said, even before an ending designed to avoid resolution and cause moviegoers to stifle screams of, wait, seriously? This well-intentioned look at how close we are to the brink of extinction is the cinematic equivalent of an unexploded ordnance. For something so blessed with timeliness and talent, it leaves you feeling like you're buried in a hovel of disappointment. Yeah, I was disappointed, as I said, but on reflection, yeah, it could have been better. But I thought the build-up was that good. I sort of let it off in the end. I sort of forgive it. Perhaps a lesser ending than I would have hoped. And in hindsight, it's possibly the best way to end a movie because it makes you think of what was actually going on the screen at the end and made you make your own decisions, I suppose, which I don't usually like in movies or series. I like the I's to be dotted, I like the T's to be crossed if you watch any of my vlogs. But I thought this sort of, because it was so good, I thought it got away with it, although it was a little bit annoying, just to be honest. What are others thinking? Well, Rotten Tomatoes, yeah, very good. 145 fresh, 38 rotten. So let's make that 146 fresh. Their consensus reads, playing out a nightmare scenario with nerve-wracking plausibility, Catherine Bigelow's masterfully constructed A House of Dynamite is an urgent thriller that is distressing as it is riveting. Yeah, I probably go all the way in on that one. Metacritic, they use an average, of course, a weighted average, and they give it 75 out of 100 based on 50 critics. 37 were positive, 10 were mixed, but there's only 3 negative. So let's make that 38 positive. The audience, Joe Public, that's all that matters at the end of the day, isn't it? Were we entertained? Did I entertain you? Did Catherine Bigelow entertain us? Well, I think she did. Rotten Tomatoes audience thinks she did. 4.1 out of 5. Metacritic users, yes, sort of think she did. 6.2 out of 10. And Internet Movie Database with 10,000 scores and reviews. And almost a 7 out of 10, which would be very good. It's getting a 6.9. So I think this will hover around 6.5 to 6.9 through its lifetime. A good score, 6.9. For me, personally, I'm going to go better than that. As I said, it probably, with a slightly tweaked ending, I might have given this 8+. I'm going to give it a 7.5 because I was totally entertained for 99% of this. So I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts, guys. It's all about opinions. A boring world if we all thought the same, wouldn't it? Let me know what you thought of the film. As I say, as entertainment, I thought it was excellent. So let me know your scores. Contact me through YouTube or any of my socials, or if you do like what I'll try and do on the channel, the content, what I put in here. As I said, if you've hit those buttons, all I ask is, just to find out other ways you might want to shout out or sponsor the channel. There are ways of doing that. All you have to do is keep watching and listening. Hi again, hope you enjoyed the feature, guys. Thanks for watching. Please, if you did enjoy the content, please give us a thumbs up, and if you've not already done so, press that subscribe button. If you've not already subscribed, that'd be wonderful. It's free to subscribe, absolutely free. Also, check out my social media links if you want to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook. They'll all be in the description below. And my special thanks to supporters of the channel, yes, Piat6505, who have an eBay shop selling film and TV memorabilia, including posters, books, magazines. There'll be a link again in the comments section. And if you're into your football, don't forget my football stuff on Manchester City for general football fans, but mainly City fans, of course. Or if you know someone who might enjoy that, give them a kick in my direction. I'll be very, very grateful. And as ever, guys, comments on this feature is wonderful. Anything to do with film and TV, it's always very, very welcome. It's great to talk film and TV. I thank you guys for your support. Stay safe, everyone.